Hello, Packers fans. Welcome into PackersNews.com. I'm Kassidy Hill, joined by Ryan Wood here at Lambeau yet again at the end of day 2. Ryan, the Packers went into the day with 3 picks. They left with 2 new players. That is called NFL Draft Math. They traded up in the second round, trading their 53rd and 59th pick, that's my cheat sheet down there, to get up to pick 23 for Christian Watson. You came into the day thinking that they were going to absolutely. I got distracted by someone putting a helmet on over on the other side.
There's
of the
a lot of
room.
madness going on in this locker room right
It was
now.
It was not a Green Bay Packer player. Let's just say that. You came into the day knowing that they were going to take a receiver. Did you think that they would trade up, and not only that, trade up over 20 picks to get one?
I thought it was a lot more possible than the Mets throwing a no-hitter. So
that it took you 3 words to get to that.
I'm very happy, Ryan Wood. You forgot the precursor there, but this is about the Packers draft, so I'll spare you my joy. I look. What do we know about Brian Gutekunst? If there's a guy he loves in the draft, he will have no hesitation to go get him. And this is as emphatic as Brian Gutekunst has ever went and got him. Right? 19 spots. I was just done with my nachos. I mean, I was literally like in the cafeteria eating, thinking it's going to be a really pleasant, calm, quiet first hour, and then I'll kind of ease into it. When I heard in the cafeteria, Packers are on the clock, and I ran downstairs. It was madness for a little bit, but at the end of the day, they love Christian Watson. They had to have Christian Watson, and it's kind of ironic that they found a trade partner with the Vikings.
Right. When someone said that the Packers were on the clock, I was like, oh, that's funny. And then they said they traded with the Vikings, and I was like, okay, and now I know you're lying.
Yeah,
and kept eating.
No, and as Brian Gutekunst said, you never want to deal with them unless you have to, and they had to. And Brian Gutekunst said there's conversations this Thursday night's first round concluded that about getting into the first round. He couldn't find a match. He wanted Christian Watson. He had to have him, and he couldn't find a match. With the way that it's structured now, you got the second round, you're waiting all day. There's a lot of conversations throughout the day. They were finally able to find a match with their old friends across the border, and they gave the 53rd and 59th pick to go get Christian Watson. So, I came into this draft saying they needed 2 pass catchers by the end of day 2, and that was the priority. They have 1. If Christian Watson becomes a true number 1 in this league, they'll live with that. If not, there's a lot of expectation now on this guy. If not, this receiver group, it could use another guy.
And I'm really interested to hear from Matt LaFleur at the end of Saturday as to how he anticipates Christian Watson really being used. I asked Christian Watson, what has Matt LaFleur said to you about how he wants to use you? And he said nothing yet. I'm sure Matt LaFleur has some sort of ideas. Of course, Brian Gutekunst is thinking about this as from a talent standpoint, understandably. What does Matt LaFleur see in this guy that he can fold into his offense? And let's be honest, does he see him as a Devontae Adams replacement? Does he see him as a Marquise Valdez-Scantling replacement? Or does he see him as a brand new guy?
Well, you look, tell the tape, he's almost identical in measurement to MVS, 6'5", 208, ran a 4.3. He's good, big size guy that runs very fast. He's not a slot guy. You're going to see him on the perimeter. He's going to be your X receiver. The big thing with him, can he get off press man coverage? He's going to have to get better play strength, which Packers Director of Football Operations, Bill Hendrickson, believes that'll come because of the way that he's built. He thinks he'll develop into being able to beat press man. The other thing with Christian Watson, got to get those hands secure. And Bill Hendrickson said that every day at NDSU, he was working the jugs machine. It matters to him. I don't know if that's a good sign that he was working the jugs machine every day at NDSU and still had drops issues, but that's going to be a thing. I mean, he's going to have to actually secure those hands. But man, size, speed. Christian Watson profiles exactly like the type of receiver that Ryan Gutekunst covets because he's got that size and speed.
Right. Brian Gutekunst was actually asked straight up, what did you like about Christian Watson that made you feel comfortable giving up those many picks or giving up that much capital to trade up that high for a guy that, like you said, has some drop issues, played at DSU, which is a Division III or an FCS school, that played in a type of football competition that maybe is not equal to the NFL.
It ain't the SEC.
It ain't the SEC for sure. That ain't your mama's SEC. And this is what Brian Gutekunst had to say.
Yeah, obviously, he's a big, fast, physical receiver. We think his best football is ahead of him. We got a chance. We brought him in here for one of our 30 visits. Got a chance to spend a lot of time with him, and just really felt that he really smart kid that we feel will fit our culture. And so I think, like everything, obviously, he's got really good tape. His athletic traits are off the chart. The more we got to know him as a person, we just felt really good about him.
So as he said, we think his best football is ahead of him. That's something that was echoed more than once. And do the Packers have time for a second-round wide receivers whose best football is ahead of him?
That's what the NFL draft is. This is a projection. What you did in college doesn't really matter. Look at Quay Walker, the 22nd overall pick. He was a 3-year backup, had a solid year as a senior, full-time starter at Georgia. 65 tackles. He wasn't the guy at his position at Georgia. It was Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean went 83, and Quay Walker went 22 because Quay Walker runs 4.5, low 4.5. He's 6'4", 240. It's about a projection. Same thing with Christian Watson. His best college season was 43 catches, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. At FCS level, that's not going to That's not going to for your best college. See, that's not going to blow you off the field. But it's a projection on what he can do because he's 6'5", he runs 4.3. That type of guy can stretch the field in the NFL.
Oh, really good question here from Rick. He said, it seems you and I feel good about draft picks. What about special teams needs? Now, Christian Watson, for all intents and purposes, could be a special teams returner. Could he not?
Quay Walker can be a special teams guy early.
He did say he could. Yes, he did.
I mean, Quay Walker was the special teams newcomer of the year as a freshman at Georgia. He was a backup for 3 years. He's a guy that's done a lot of special teams at a high level in the SEC. Christian Watson, yes, he's got 4.3 speed. He can be a return specialist. We'll see if the Packers, early in his career, maybe. I mean, the Packers want Quay Walker to be a starting linebacker and play a lot of snaps on defense. They want Christian Watson, even as a rookie, with the way that this receiver group looks, they want him to be a starting receiver and play a lot of snaps on offense. That's what they were drafted for. But it's interesting, if you happen to watch the Packers in the 2021 season, you might know that the Packers special teams were not good, to put it nicely.
It's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, they're kidding. Just say that they left a lot on the field. And early in this draft, there are some guys that the Packers have drafted that have got a special teams pedigree and can actually contribute if they want in that phase.
I'm sure they will be asked to for sure. Mike says, love the tackle we got. We needed a right tackle bad, though. But Sean Rhyan, who was drafted at pick 92, sorry, again, I have to look at my cheat sheet, played left tackle his entire career at UCLA, but it seems like the Packers are looking at him as a guard.
Yeah, 32 and 3/8 hands profiles as a guard. If you're under 34-inch hands, arms, sorry, body
I heard
parts,
what you meant, not what you
upper
said.
body parts. If you're under 34-inch arms, you're usually in the NFL. You're usually sliding interior. Here's the way I see it: Josh Nijman's going to get a chance to win right tackle. If he wins right tackle, Elton Jenkins is guard. If he doesn't secure that job this offseason, Elton Jenkins, whenever he returns, can kick out to tackle, and then Sean Rhyan is a guard. So a lot is on Josh Nijman's shoulders. The Packers like Josh Nijman. I know that they inexplicably benched him for the playoff loss. But that didn't turn out too well.
Something that Adam Stenavich admitted later was, a questionable call.
He said
on his own.
He said it is what it is,
Yeah.
which you can make what you make out of that answer. So maybe they learn lessons in this league. Josh Nijman started 8 games serviceably at left tackle. He has an opportunity to win right tackle. He played well. He's been in the system forever. He's got a chance, and if he doesn't seize that chance, then they've got some backup plans now.
And Brian Gutekunst was asked, essentially, what does this mean for Elton Jenkins? He was specifically asked, where does Elton Jenkins play now? And he said Elton can play wherever he wants to play.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, it kind of seems like it would be up to him and what position battle he wins when they do come back for training camp. Ryan, we're looking at a day 3 where the Packers have 6 picks left. But that is assuming that they don't package anything, that they don't move around at all.
They're
All of
totally
that to
free
say.
to do that, by the way. If they want to pick less,
Yes,
less work for us.
We
That's
are
cool.
all for them packaging up.
Go
some
get
picks.
guys. Go move up in the draft. Go get the top of your
Package
board.
all your 7th round picks, move up to the 4th and 5th. Yeah, we're all for that, but I don't think Brian Gutekunst takes our opinion into account.
I'm very sure he does not.
All of that to say, they've sort of hit wide receiver, they've hit tackle, guard, offensive lineman. They're still kind of missing an edge guy. So is that the biggest position of need going into day 3?
It's actually a great point, But here's the thing.
I have them every now and then.
Yeah, they have more interior pass rush now than they've had in a long time.
That's a very good point.
So I have them now. See what we did there. So
we didn't plan that.
No, it's just impromptu. So if they have less on the edge, they have more on the interior. It doesn't ultimately matter where they get to the quarterback, so long as you get to the quarterback. It's a bottom line type process. So. Yeah, that's true, though. I mean, and let's not forget, they passed on Jermaine Johnson in the first round.
Right.
So, yeah, they had an opportunity, and they went another direction. So, Jonathan Garvin's a guy that played a lot of snaps last year for a third outside linebacker. He could do worse. He's not a quick twitch guy, but he is a bigger guy that can win with size. You want 4. At bottom line, they need Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary to stay healthy.
Are there any positions that you would be shocked for the Packers to draft on Saturday?
I'd say quarterback, but not. Yeah, they could take a.
Yeah, might not
take a
hurt.
day 3 quarterback. I'm rummaging through them right now.
I like the Western Kentucky guy.
Shocked?
Yeah. If they took a day 3 quarterback, it would be.
Shock's a big word. That's a mouthful. I don't know that
they don't need a running back, but my favorite running back is still on the board. Only one
they
running
don't
back.
Need a running back, but they don't really have a running back 3. I mean, Kylan Hill's coming off an ACL, so it wouldn't shock me. No, there's not a position that would shock.
Was there only one running back taken in the first 3 rounds, Bryce Hall?
I don't know.
I believe so.
They've got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I haven't paid that close attention to running back. Tight end, though, is a position that you have to think might be on the radar early in day 3.
And your tight end, Trey McBride, who you wanted to keep an eye on today, is now gone.
He is gone. And, kind of knew that when they went up to get Christian Watson, that Trey McBride was going to be out of the question for him. Tight end, I think they need another pass catcher in the 4th round. I mean, I asked Brian Gutekunst after the conclusion of the 3rd round if he felt like the receiver position was settled. And he said he didn't feel like it was settled. He also didn't sound to me, and I'm curious what you thought, but he didn't sound to me like there was all that much urgency there to do something. Like he felt okay with how that group looked. I'd still add another guy.
He almost wanted an older guy too. That he wasn't chomping at the bit to add another receiver necessarily through the draft. That if one landed in their lap, sure, but I almost think he has his eye out on the horizon looking for another veteran.
I question a little bit because Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, I don't know how many older vets who don't run fast you really need for a 4th guy like that. I don't know, but they've got 5 spots. I mean, look, Christian Watson, Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard, Amari Rodgers are all making this team. That's 5 receivers. You need at least 5 as a bare minimum. So they could theoretically be done, but I'd still keep an eye out for a pass catcher. But tight end, I mean,
right.
I think that's a premium position that you could see early day 3.
Whatever happens, we will be there to cover it for you all. Ryan has full coverage from day 2 coming for you on PackersNews.com. We'll do the same for day 3. Day 3 is a gauntlet, guys. So buckle up.
6 picks.
Yeah, exactly. You can
starts at 11,
and they move fast and quick and furious.
Many hours later.
Exactly. You can either stick with us through all of it. Our colleague Tom Silverstein will have a live blog running through it. We'll of course have up to the minute tracker updates for you as well. Or if you want to spend your Saturday doing something else, you can catch up with us at the end of the day. We will have full coverage for you from day 3 of the NFL draft here from Lambeau Field. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks so much, guys.